if you want to avoid the toxic behaviors of a woman in a long-term relationship, you're going to have to listen very carefully with what I'm going to share with you in this video, because you've probably had a relationship in the past where at the beginning it all went really well, right? The honeymoon phase starts.
I'm so in love.
You feel the love in your heart. You're having intimacy a lot. You're sharing so many interests. It's all going so well, but then when the dopamine decreases, when the serotonin decreases and the honeymoon ends,
I thought he was the sweetest guy in the world, but then after we got married, he changed.
it becomes a bit of a different story. And because you still in love with that person, because you're still attached to that person, because you have an unhealthy ego, meaning you don't feel good enough, you don't really know what you want, you don't have like proper standards in a relationship, you end up in a dysfunctional relationship where she starts manipulating you when she doesn't get what she wants. She starts using gaslighting when she doesn't get what she wants. She starts withdrawing sex when she doesn't get what she wants. She starts maybe texting other guys when she doesn't get what she wants. And I could go on and on about all these different examples that could have potentially happened to you in your relationship in the past, and it fucked you up. Of course, I mean, it hurts when you go through this. I went through this in my previous relationships. I know exactly what I'm talking about. I'm not gonna go into the whole story because in some previous videos I've shared this already, so make sure to subscribe to my channel and check it out. Now, in my relationship right now, we also went through the honeymoon phase, like every single relationship. And the next relationship you will have, it will happen too. But don't let that fool you. And I knew, like, when we had the honeymoon phase, I felt the dopamine hit. I felt the serotonin. I was so in love. I was, wanting her so badly every day. And we shared so many interests, so many stuff. It was great. But after we spent more and more time together, after we started to live together, of course, the honeymoon ended. And that's when we started to fight a little bit. We had some disagreement. We realized, okay, like we're out of the honeymoon. It's happening now. But it's funny because that's really when the relationship starts. And that's when you need to pay attention to this. When your woman doesn't get what she wants, how is she acting? Is she trying to manipulate you into getting what she wants? Is she using gaslighting? Is she withdrawing sex? Is she starting to become more and more distant with you? And that means that maybe she's texting other guys and stuff like that. Or is she able to be empathetic, to take your perspective and understand your point? Is she able to listen to you, to what you have to say, and to understand that in a relationship, it's not just one person, it's two persons. And this is exactly what happened in my relationship. I'm not saying it was easy. We had our fights, don't get me wrong. But very fast, I've noticed that my woman, she had this ability to be empathetic. She had this ability to understand, okay, this is his perspective, this is what she wants, this is what he wants, this is what he needs. I'm gonna have to accept him in that. And by the way, I know I'm talking about women not accepting you, but acceptance has to go both ways, right? Of course, in this video, I'm focusing on women, but you also need to accept your woman in the relationship. Because again, when you enter a relationship, it's like two planets, right? Two consciousness, two different societies that are merging together, two different cultures that are merging together. And even if it feels like at the beginning you have so many similar interests and stuff like that, you have differences. It's inevitable. In a relationship with a woman, you will notice that you are different in some ways, and that's the beauty of it. If you would be that similar, so much similar, it wouldn't be fun, right? But it makes it more complicated when you're different, because you have to learn to accept each other. And that's the whole game of the relationship, of a long-term relationship at least, right? And those that can accept each other moment by moment, not just after the honeymoon phase, moment by moment, throughout the whole relationship, is those relationships that will actually succeed in the long run. And then you will be able to have your long-term partner with you forever until you die. And maybe that's what you want. I'm sure you want to build a family. I'm sure you want to have grandchildren over time and still have your wife next to you. And it takes a lot of work. It takes a lot of responsibility. It's not given for everyone. And it starts by not ignoring the early signs, right? So making sure that your woman is actually ready for a long-term relationship. And if she's not willing to do that, you need to have the courage to let her go, even if you love her, even if you're attached to her. Because if she doesn't have the capacity yet to accept you, you're going to end up in a dysfunctional relationship. You're going to build more attachment over time. And when things will be too much, it will fuck you up like never before. Not a lot of women are capable of accepting, like true acceptance and having empathy and compassion. So that's why you need to recognize that at the beginning and make sure that she's on the same page with you. And when that's the case, brother, you're in for a beautiful relationship. This is exactly what is happening in my relationship right now. I'm not saying it's perfect. We have our problems. We have our fights from time to time. But we've been together for almost 2 years. It's going really well. We're going strong. And we live together. You know, it's great. There is still the passion. There is still the fire. There is the fulfillment. And having a relationship like this is not a burden in your life like many red pill people will tell you. Because when you're able to navigate a relationship like a man, like a mature man at least, it's a whole different story. It will have an impact on your business. And I can see it. My business is growing in a way because I have this stable relationship. I have this woman that is loving me for the way I am, who she's supporting me, she's cooking for me, she's cleaning for me. Just this morning she was cleaning and cooking for me. I did literally nothing. I was reading a book, I was practicing yoga, and she took care of me, right? And this kind of relationship brings a whole different level of satisfaction to your life. So it is really my purpose to help you attract this kind of relationship, and that's why I'm sharing all these videos on a weekly basis, because I know that men like you deserve this kind of relationship, but it takes work. It takes real work to do this. You have to do the internal work, right? You want to raise your self-esteem. You want to start feeling good enough. You want to know what you want with a woman. You want to know what you want in a relationship so that you can identify those early signs, like I said. And then when you find the right woman, you have to take responsibility for making the relationship fulfilling. It's real work, my brother. Thank you for watching. If you're interested in a free course to attract one date opportunity every week with your 10 out of 10 using the masculine alignment process, you can click on the link down below in the description. It's totally for free. You just have to give me your email and then you get it. It's a whole framework. And that's it, my brother. See you.